Hey guys, can't tell it's raining. I'm not sure. I might hook this into this morning. Um, I got a bunch of comments to cover once I pull them up here. Um, but quite a few things have happened. Um, Start off with, I'm going to point you in a direction. You can't see at the end of my finger. That's a corn planter. Dad bought an 8-row Kinsey corn planter, and I'll show that closer up at some point, but it's raining right now, so I'm not gonna. But we had a 6-row 72. It was a 7,000 something, 7,200. I think it was a 7,200 John Deere corn planter, 6-row. We plant 30-inch rows here, and Dad's been wanting an 8-row for quite a few last couple of years now. We started combining with an 8-row, and ever since we did that and picked up a little bit more land, he wanted to go to an 8-row. So we got an 8-row now. It's a Kinsey 3 or 2000. 2000, 3000, I can't remember, something like that. Only concern about it is it's a solid frame. It's about 20 foot wide, so we're a little concerned about that. We're doing some planning. We got a little trailer that we pull behind the truck. We're hoping we can maybe figure out a way to load that, load it from the side, and we're still thinking about it, trying to figure out, how we could do that. Just because that would be a whole lot safer than going 20 foot wide down the road. But around home, it's doable. We'd be totally fine doing it. But yeah, so I hooked the stock chopper up today. We yanked it out of the back room, and it runs like a dream. It barely vibrates. So it's in good balance, as far as I can tell. It's not running too rough, I guess. So I was hoping to maybe use that today, but it's raining again, so I think this rain's going to shut off shortly, but I don't know. As soon as it dries up, hopefully tomorrow, we're going to go ahead and chop some stalks. We got a bunch of seed here. This is only some of it. I got to pull out. I had a question from Hillman Farms. Commented a couple times now, but the last comment was, "What brand of seed do you plant?" Well, we plant Jung's seed. All our seed is Jung's. We have a person in the family that deals Jung seed and kind of covers all my dad's cousins and whatnot. So we do pretty good with this. We like doing it. So seed corn, soybean seed, wheat seed. I believe the last 2 years we did do Jung seed for our wheat seed. As far as like our alfalfa grass hay, that we just go to the feed mill and get whatever they have. So to answer your question, Jung seed is for our corn, soybeans, and wheat. That's what we're seeing there for that. So I had another question from quite a while back now. Wisconsin farmer, what is your weaning feed plan? What were you feeding them? How many weeks before you take them off of it? I think he was referring to my does in the back, but I'm gonna talk about these guys, and then I'll go back there and talk about them, because I should really cover this, cover these guys as well. So these guys, when they're with their mother yet, I just kind of give them a creep feed. So this is the next group here. You can see they're on the creep. I got the creep out front here again. My one goat that crawls through is, well, she's over there and she can't crawl through this way, so that's okay. So what they're getting here is, it's a 18% protein. It's called a kid starter is what it is. The 18% protein. So they get fed that until they're weaned. I'll just say that. So what I did with this group then, we wean them. We put them in this front pen here. What I did is I continued to feed this, the 18% pellet. I put it in the feeder over there, so they always kind of had that for a couple weeks there. So they had that. I then started feeding my supplement feed, which is corn, oats, and it's a 32 or 34% protein pellet. So that's all mixed. That's the same feed that the does get when they need that higher protein feed. So when they're nursing or just about to kid, like these guys, they're almost ready to kid. About a month before then, I put them on that higher protein feed. Really fill them out, make sure they got plenty of body condition, yada yada yada. But anyways, so I began feeding them that, and kind of, small amount, and then I continued to push the starter. I had the best luck doing that. What I used to do is I used to mix it. So I took my supplement and I mixed in I took the starter, mixed in a little bit of supplement. I was feeding that, and slowly you pull the starter out and increase the supplement. And I always had a lot with the scours, and I always had a lot of trouble with the scours, I'll just say that. But by not mixing, offering both feeds, it's working really good. I don't have hardly any with the scours. They're all doing really good. However, we're going to pull all the girls out of here. We're going to separate by gender here. We're going to take the girls to the barn with the two from the fall, just to weed this pen out. It's not a very big pen, and it's working. But once they get a little bit bigger, they're going to overgrow the pen here. So yeah. So I'll head to the back and we'll talk about what I did with them. Alright, so we're coming back here now. This is where I believe his question was, is what are these guys being fed, and how, when and how I switched them. So when these guys had the kids, all the way up until I pulled the kids away from them, they were getting that supplement feed, that the corn, oats, and the supplement pellet, which comes out to about 18% protein. But anyways, pretty well a day or two after I weaned them, I switched them over to what I call my maintenance feed, which is corn, oats, and dried distiller's grain. dried distillers grains, which is byproduct of ethanol. Switched them over to that. That is about a 12.5%. I believe it's been so long since I've dealt with it, as far as the mixing ration. But it comes out to about 12.5. Perfect for maintenance dough that's really they're not doing much. I would say they're in recovery, so they're just kind of, relaxing, I guess you could say. I got 2 more to throw in here. They're in the calf barn yet. So yeah, pretty well. I usually don't wait too long, and then we'll put them on that other feed. So they got put on that feed like a month before they kidded, and they were on that feed all the way until they're weaned. And it wouldn't hurt to leave them on for a couple weeks after the fact, but I felt that they were all in pretty good shape. I mean, I think there's a couple in here that could use a little bit more. This one's a smaller one, but she doesn't look bad. She's just a smaller one, and she is, for her, she's always kind of just a smaller one. And she did wonderful with her kids, so, I'm not going to worry about her too much. So they're getting dry hay. I'm still feeding a little bit of baleage. I'm just kind of dumping it outside. Probably not ideal, but I don't have a lot of time to feed that baleage anymore, so we're just I'm feeding it. I'm kind of dumping most of it in for the cows now, and marbs. We're throwing a little bit in for the goats, just so they eat it. The grass is growing pretty good, so they'll be on pasture here. Well, it might be a little while yet before I put them on pasture, just because once we get our corn planted and stuff starts to maybe slow down a little bit. Of course, it would be a good time to walk that fence now and get that fence cleaned up and whatnot, but we'll get there at some point. So other than that, I think as far as the comments go, I gotta look back. Got a guy named Tim. Tim commented, "Great video, keep it up." I appreciate it, Tim. I appreciate the positive comments. And Tom commented, which I'm a little weary about Tim and Tom here. Nice content. I really liked it. I also, I appreciate it. I appreciate doing this. Wisconsin Hay Farmer commented on a video from way back. Nice baler. We have a Heston 4755. So I think that's all the comments. Once again, throw your comments below, and I will try and answer them in the video. I got a little behind here, but I didn't want to be bailing and be talking about the goats, and it just didn't kind of fit. So caught up. Sorry for the delay. Feel free to throw them down there. I'll answer them. So I just wanted to talk about one more thing. I've talked in the past about why I started this channel, and what my plans were as far as, um, not only entertaining people, keeping my family updated on what I'm doing, but I'm creating a log. I guess it would be a vlog, like a video log, and I'm talking about what I'm doing almost every day. And my hope is that it's going to be there forever. And kind of just was thinking the other day, my grandma, my uh, dad's dad's mom, brought some pictures over. Um, I don't know if she was sorting or what she was doing, but it was a whole bunch of just random pictures, and uh, some of them were black and white from way back, maybe from the '60s. Um, but there was a whole bunch from like '89, '90, kind of in that era. '91, I think there's a couple. Um, and a lot of it was random pictures around the farm. Um, she had a couple little flip books. My dad and grandpa were chopping hay with an old it was 1135 Massey Ferguson, which I still remember. I believe. Um, they were pulling with I want to say it was a 1755 Oliver, and she also had pictures of those two tractors on a trailer, which we're kind of assuming is when they showed up on the farm. So, that was kind of cool. When they put on the milk house, there's a couple pictures before this garage, our garage tool shed was built. There was an old garage there. Couple, they put this silage, the second silage pit in here. That pit there. A couple pictures of that. Just, a lot of random pictures. And some of them, I don't know if she was just running around with the camera at the time or what the deal was, but just, it made me think that, back then, all they had was a camera and they took pictures of, and I really appreciate that she took pictures of random stuff, because some stuff I didn't even know about. I mean, they could talk about, what they did and what they had, and it's just cool to see the 1135 Massey Ferguson it working. I remember that tractor as a kid. We had it until I was about, I think, 5, and then we got the 6290. We traded that one off and got the 6290, and I remember being in it, but I don't remember much about it. So it's kind of cool to see that tractor working and doing jobs that, when I was little, that tractor never did. And when they're adding on to they're putting the new milk house up. They had pictures when they were tinning the barn, adding on the end where I got my one buck at the end of the barn. I think if you don't know what I'm talking about, I got a barn tour you have to look at. But just stuff that there's some stuff that I didn't even know was there. There's some stuff that, it's just kind of cool of how it looked before they put the milk house on, or, stuff like that. So, what I'm trying to get at is, I'm making these videos, and this video is going to get really long, but, I'm making these videos in hopes that they're here for a really long time. And instead of looking at pictures, like I got a lot of pictures of my dad when he was really skinny and, 20 year old or whatever he was, um, instead of just a picture, you're going to actually be able to see me talk and see what I'm doing every day. And, I'm going to try and, as we build something, hopefully I can talk about it and we can get you know, set up a time lapse was building our hay shed this summer. We're gonna rip this shed down. Well, I'll record, make sure, I know what that you guys know what the shed or the building looks like. And then forever, that video of that building will always be online. That my family, my kids, my grandkids, my great grandkids, who knows, maybe 100 years from now, hopefully somebody's still living on the farm can see what it looked like, because I guarantee this is going to be a big change in 100 years. So anyways, just thought I'd get that out there. I just, the more and more I think about it, the cooler, and it's really kind of cool to think about it, that even I in 30, 40 years, hopefully I can sit down and watch myself, and, that just, whatever. But anyways, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, throw your comments, questions below, answered in the video. Keep it positive. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I've been kind of sitting kind of stagnant on the subscribers. Would love to see some more. Just, more people can see what I'm doing every day. That'd be pretty cool. But I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all. I really appreciate you watching, and I hope to see you next time.